Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of my wonderful and beautiful little subscribers out there. And I love you all so, and I hope that you're all super duper well, super duper wonderful, and super duper delicious. And that life is treating you most deliciously. So what do we do? 3, 2, 1, 6, 8, March, use little lights. Thank you, little lights. You're delicious and bright. Yes, they are, aren't they? Now then, so it's 11:30 a.m. in our old England today, my delicious little babies. It is the 13th of May 2025, okay? Now, we do appear to have some blue sky. There does not appear to be any clouds, although yesterday it was absolutely putrid. Okay, and then one minute it'd be drizzling, the next minute it'd be, but it was just full of black, like grey, black clouds. And then they sort of went grey, white, and then, it was covering the whole sky, my delicious little babies, okay? It was absolutely damn flipping rank, man. Okay, my delicious little babies, okay? But when the sun did shine, okay, well, it was rather deliciously warm. Okay, my delicious little babies, now then. Yeah, so I've had my new boiler fitted now, my delicious little babies. So we're not going to be hearing any more of the foghorns. Okay, apparently it's got a 10-year guarantee. This boiler, my delicious little babies. But bless the dear gentlemen, they did work hard yesterday. Do you know what I mean? Because it was from early morning, and it took them all day to do. Okay, bless them. So thank you for my new boiler. Okay, now then, I've got some pieces of information today, and just to say to you, thank you so very much for any views, for any likes, for the occasional comments. Thank you so very much. Okay. It's very much appreciated. Okay, so I'm very thankful. Like I said, at least I know that some of our little beautifuls are listening to myself. Okay, now then, my delicious little babies. So yeah, I've got today I've got 4 today, my delicious little babies. Okay, now the first actually, and there is something else I want to say. In fact, I'm going to say that now. Oh, that doesn't mean though. I just got an itch. Okay, my delicious little babies. So there's something I want to tell you. So I was looking on it's called sorry, my delicious little babies. It's called Substack. Okay, my delicious little babies. Now I have mentioned this before, okay? And I actually seen on here now. I found this extremely interesting, my delicious little babies, and the reason why I'm going to say it is because it's just amazing, isn't it? So it was showing a small, shorty video. So I can only presume that it was probably, that doesn't mean no, off TikTok. TikTok. And anyway, so it showed you if you get a banana, okay, my delicious little babies, so a banana with the skin on. So please do not remove the skin. And what you do is you put a hole. So there's a banana like this, okay? So there's a banana like that. And then you put a hole with your finger inside the, through the skin to pierce through the skin and into the flesh. Because that's what it is, isn't it? Because the inside is a fleshy part of the banana, okay? That's just, that just came into my noddle, the fleshy part, So, and then what you do, you put a bit of, believe it or not, my delicious little babies, like a bit of aloe vera plant. Then what you do, you get a little plant pot, okay, my delicious little babies, and then you put the soil in. Then you put the banana with this little aloe vera plant, okay, my delicious little babies, okay, and then you sort of lay it where it's near to the top, okay, then you just cover it gently with soil, and then you water it, and then you leave it, my delicious little babies, okay, it goes well into the roots, And check this out, there we are, it flipping grows, there we are, aloe vera, my delicious little babies. Look at that. See what I mean, my delicious little babies, okay? So, what is the point that I'm making? So when they say, oh, you know, you have your, what do they call it? You have you, they've been done saying this for flipping years, my delicious little babies, you know, you got to have your 5 fruit a day or whatever it is, you know what I mean? Oh, but you cannot have too much of this or too much of that. Well, look how something else can be grown, my delicious little babies. I was actually really impressed with that. I really was, my delicious little babies. Do you know what I mean? I'm not actually have a look on YouTube, because like I said, I looked on Substack, and of course I'm following someone. What's their name? Anyway, I forgot now. I'll have to tell you who it is. And of course, with anybody not in that way, I'll have to tell you who it is, okay? Really interesting videos, my delicious little babies. Yeah, very interesting. Anyway, my delicious little babies, that was really interesting, okay? So I just thought I'd mention that while it's in my noddle. Now, and of course, you know, it was only about, I don't know, I suppose about 3 minutes long or something like that, because they show you all other different little how to grow plants and everything. Really, really clever. Okay, my delicious little babies. Now, this one here, search engine of your choice, my delicious little babies. These are all on YouTube today, my delicious little babies, okay? Capital G, garden, space, capital T, time, okay? Now, this video, what was it? 2 minutes, 54 seconds, my delicious little babies, okay? Garden, space, time on YouTube, my delicious little babies. This uploader happens to have 18.6 thousand subscribers, my delicious little babies. Now then, it should read, listen to this one, my delicious little babies. I mean, for some of you, you may know this, or others of you, you may not know what I've been talking about so far, my delicious little babies, because I never know. And I'm just being honest, you know, nobody knows everything, do they, my delicious little babies? Give milk to your plants, 100% working. Look at that, my delicious little babies. So I'll just repeat it again. Give milk to your plants, 100% working. Okay, my delicious little babies. So what they do, right, you get a jug, okay, like a jug of water like this. You get, say, a cup of milk like this, about this much. Okay, my delicious little babies. So you do 1 part milk to 2 parts. Oh, again, my delicious little babies, a surprise. 2 parts water. Okay, then what the idea is, you pour the milk into the jug, give it a good stir, because it's very good for energy anyway. Water's marvellous for energy, you know, and also you know, to help you, there we are, manifest. Do you see what I mean? Okay, just by stirring it. And then what you then do, you get a little squirty bottle, and then you pour this milk and water solution into your squirty bottle. And then what you then do is you squirt your plants, you squirt the leaves and everything. My delicious little babies, okay? And what the idea is that the plants, there we are, love the milk. So their leaves and everything, there we are, become more greener and everything, you know, and to do with flowers and everything. You know, isn't that wonderful, my delicious little babies? Do you know what I mean? You see, this is why I like to vary. Do you understand what I mean? What I look at, you know, but they just happen to come up on my feed, my delicious little babies. You know what I'm like sometimes, my delicious little babies. You know what I mean? I look at all different types of videos. Do you see what I mean? Yeah. Anyway, so the next one. Okay, so this one here. So this came up on my feed. Now we know who Gary Waterman is, my delicious little babies. But this is the first time I've seen his channel today, my delicious little babies, because he has been on with our lovely, not in that way, like I said with anybody, our lovely Gareth Ark. Oh gosh, I'm going back all. months and months and months ago, my delicious little babies, and he's been on with our lovely, not in that way, our lovely Richard Verbs and his lovely little wife to be Julia, okay? So he's been on with those as well, my delicious little babies, okay? Now, what it is with Gary, so in the old space bar, my delicious little babies, in old YouTube, capital G, Gary, then a space, capital W, Waterman. Okay, so that his first name and then his second name, my delicious little babies. He's got 1.64 thousand subscribers, my delicious little babies. Okay, and this video, I think, is nearly 30 minutes long. It's 29 minutes something, my delicious little babies. And the video should read, okay, international fraud. Yeah, we know all about this. Call to the DVLA. So he made a call to the DVLA on the 16th of April 2025 this year, my delicious little babies, and Met police reports. Okay, my delicious little babies, so I'm just going to repeat this again for you, shall I? International fraud. Call to the DVLA on 16th of the 4th, 2025, and Met police report. Now, what he's showing here, my delicious little babies, okay, he's showing a dog and burn, you know, these new dog and burns, my delicious little babies, which half the time, you know, you can hear somebody on a dog and burn, but unfortunately they cannot hear yourself, my delicious little babies, okay? And this Gary, bless him, okay, because he's got his dear little wife as well. Well, anyway, he's an ex-Old Bill. I call him Old Bill, my delicious little baby. Well, anyway, there's thousands who call, you know, them the Old Bill, you know, whereas others would know them as police officers. But years ago, see, I'm stumbling slightly here, but years ago, they used to be called, there we are, police constables. So it's very, very different. Do you see, my delicious little babies? It's just that end words, you know, that are different. Okay, there we are. Okay, my delicious little babies. Now then, so, and he's having a discussion. Now, right now, I'm about quarter of the way through, but I wanted to, you know, as I'm getting my video out to you, my beautiful little babes out there that you are, I wanted to get the video out, okay? I shall be listening to the rest of it, okay? There we are, because I will do that, okay? Because I happen to have an interest in all of this, okay? My delicious little babies, okay? And yeah, he was sort of so far into what I've been listening to, okay? Gary, bless him, he was, you know, it's almost like, you know, he's been given the runaround. Do you know what I mean? Like, it appears that doesn't mean no, like this department, that department. Do you know what I mean? Well, we've all gone through something like that, my delicious little babies. This is, there we are, been going on a long time. You know what I mean? It's like it's easy, let's just say, to shift somebody to another department. Do you see what I mean? So it's a bit like passing the book. There we are. That's what I just got. It's a bit like passing the book, isn't it, my delicious babies? Anyway, so yeah, well worth a listen to that video. So yeah, and I've just actually put, you know, thank you, what is it? Thank you, Gary, and blessings to you. Yeah. Because I want to get these, there we are, these videos out, because for myself, there we are, I see the importance of it, and let's hope that the numbers go up. Do you see what I mean? Because whoever I'm advertising, I'm hoping that, you know, the videos will go up, and, you know, and anybody who wishes to view, that they do manage to get information from the videos, there we are, that I happen to advertise, my delicious little babies. Do you see what I mean? Oh, it's the 13th as well, isn't it, today? So that would be, oh, I mentioned him, Wayne Layton. This is to do with the High Court, isn't it, today, to do with the council tax, my delicious little babies. Oh, I'll have to go back and look at his video and see when he's going to put a video out, my delicious little babies. He's on YouTube, my delicious little babies. I did mention him the other day, and how wonderful his numbers, there we are, arising. See, because the more awareness, oh gosh, got an itchy nose. sorry, my delicious little babies, the more awareness will help others. Do you see what I mean? Simple things. Do you see what, there we are, simple things. Do you see what I mean? Okay? Because not everybody will know this. Anyway, so far, oh bless. Anyway, so let's go to the next. Oh, I hope it all goes well for when Leighton, bless him, today in the courts. You know, in our old England, my delicious babies. Okay, I'm sure he'll be telling us about it. Okay, my delicious babies. Now then. So the next one, my delicious little babies. Now, how you'd need to type this in, my delicious little babies, okay? The uploader this is all in capitals now, all in capitals, okay? Please and thank you. Mag, space, bitter, space, truth, space, official, space, next, space, level. Okay, my delicious little babies. Okay, so it should read mag space, bitter space, truth space, official space, next space, level. Okay, my delicious little babies. Now, mag, bless him. I've just put thank you, actually. You know, and blessings to you, to our dear Mag, not in that way with anybody. Because I do not see what it is. I'm subscribed to some my delicious little babies can, but what's happening is I'm not getting notified. Okay, my delicious little babies, so I didn't even know that the video was there, and it's not even coming up, you know, like on what I would normally look at. It's not even, you know, dear Mag, bless him, he's not even coming up there either. But then, so saying that, I've got the same with our lovely, and not in that way, our lovely iconic as well, you know, Space Gareth, Space Ark. I've got the same thing there. It's just not coming up, you know, certain ones are just not being, you know, in my list. So, you know, this is not my fault, you know. So what it is, I have to make sure that, there we are, that I am paying attention as much as what I can, my delicious little babies. But I do remember looking on Mags, when was it? And there was nothing uploaded at that time. So sorry about that, Mag. Anyway, this video here, my delicious little babies, so he's up to 12.6 thousand subscribers, my delicious little babies, on YouTube. And it should read, it's 51 minutes something long, my delicious little babies. It should read, people falling like flowers. Okay, my delicious, there we are, little babies, okay? I'll just repeat that again for you. People falling like flowers. Yeah. See what it is? Over in Born in the USA, see, Mag shares on his videos and he shows you the latest news and everything like that now then. And of course with BitChute, it was wonderful at that. Do you see what I mean? They show you what you wouldn't be shown over here in England, my delicious little babies. Do you know what I mean? Okay, or in, you know, for some other countries as well. Do you see? And that's why I love BitChute. But I think I am going to have to get, you know, I was listening to dear Gareth Ark, you know, when he was interviewing Ray, who owns BitChute, a few weeks ago now. You can listen to that on our lovely, not in that way, our lovely davidark.com, and you can listen to that. It's nearly nearly 15 minutes long, my delicious little babies, Kai. Because Ray explains, the owner of BitChute, why he had to leave the our old England, my delicious little babies, because he wasn't going to comply with what they were asking. Like, you would have to take down this video now, take down that video now. Do you see what I mean? And he wasn't prepared to do that, because what his concern and worry is that important information would not be able to reach us as mankind, there we are, out here, you see. So bless his dear little soul, and of course not in that way, but bless his dear little soul that he's had to take his business out of old England, my delicious little babies. But this has been happening a lot over the years, my delicious little babies, do you know what I mean? Okay, the sort of, going, somewhere else, my delicious little babies. I feel personally it's like they're being forced, there we are, forced out. You see what I mean? There we are. So that's my feelings on it, as I'm sure that many other thousands would feel. There we are, the same way, my delicious little babies. Do you see what I mean? Anyway, so Mag shares all of this, my delicious little babies, okay? And of course, he breaks it all down, there we are, for you, okay? So that you can follow the gist, there we are, of what he's saying. But he's plainly showing it to you, my delicious little babies. And of course, what is this again? Fear-mongering. That is what it is. It's fear-mongering again. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies? Okay. What I'm absolutely amazed at is how, we must remember what happened. Do you know what I mean? In the past 5 years, my delicious little babies, you know what I mean? But these ones are still reporting, knowing full well what, there we are, this is causing. It's absolutely putrid and disgusting, man. It really is. Okay, my delicious little babies. But bless you, dear Mag. And bless everybody. You're also dear. Do you know what I mean? We just got to keep, there we are. We just got to keep going. Now, finally, my delicious little babies, okay? Because all I'm doing is giving out information. That's it, my delicious little babies. I do it as a hobby, like I said. There we are. And happen to enjoy what I do. But if the videos that I advertise helps others, there we are, then my job is done, isn't it, my delicious little babies? Do you see what I mean, okay? I just want to do something to help. Oh, for goodness sake. Anyway, finally, this is on our lovely, and like I say, not in that way, our lovely Richard Vobes and his lovely little wife, Julia, to be, okay? Now then, this here, dear Richard and dear little Julia, they're now up to, he's on, right, because he's got other channels, okay? So capital R, Richard, then a space, capital V, Vobes, okay? Please and thank you, my delicious little babies, okay? This video was uploaded, Mags was uploaded a day ago. Richard's was uploaded, I think, about 23 hours ago now. Okay, my delicious little babies, okay? And Richard's and little Julie is now up to 262,000 subscribers, my delicious little babies, okay? And the video should read, stopping cars run better. Okay, my delicious little babies, okay? So this is what? Is it about 40 minutes long, 39 minutes, something long? I just repeat it again for you. Stopping cars run better. Okay, my delicious little babies, okay? Now, I've wrote 2 things down here, okay? So during the video, dear Richard is talking to his dear guest, and I will say that, bless him, because he's been going at this for many years, okay, my delicious little babies, okay? He's also got a book out, okay, that you can purchase off one of these sites. So I'm just going to tell you what this is as well, for the dear man who dear Richard Vobes was talking to. Fuelspiracy.info. That's one. So fuel, those words together. Fuelspiracy.info. And then there's another one. Fuelcatalyst.co.uk. Okay, so just repeat that again for you. Fuelcatalyst.co.uk. Okay, my delicious babies. Now we've got to close our books, and now we must continue. There we are, to go backwards to where we need to go back to, my delicious little babies. So what this is all about, this final video. So now I'm going to close my book, put it over there. So what this is about, my delicious little babies, okay, is that there's actually something that you put in the where is it, in the fuel of the car, okay? My Delicious Little Babies, okay? Which, well, basically, it does a lot to, there we are, to help your car, your brum brum, your wheels. My Delicious Little Babies. Do you see what I'm stumbling here, aren't I? My Delicious Little Babies, but I do not need to stumble. What the dear man there is saying, who's wrote the book and everything, and he explains it all, is that if one's really knew about this, then one's would have gone out and went and purchased this. Do you see what I mean? My Delicious Little Babies, okay? I'm not doing that for any other reason. I'm doing it because that it's about that size. Okay, My Delicious Little Babies, okay? And what he's basically saying is that, you know, mankind, you know, well, once again, so there's no surprise, you know. So again, you know, anything that would help us has been, that we are hidden from us. Do you see what I mean? Okay, which meant that, you know, you're paying colossal amounts of your fuel, you know, your petrol, your diesel. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little baby? See, I'm stumbling again here with that. So yeah, but it's really interesting to listen to. That's what I really love about, and again, like I say, with anybody not in that way, but what I really love about, like, our lovely davidite.com, you know, and our lovely Richard Vobes, okay, that's on YouTube, but our lovely davidite.com, you know, he has his own website, bless, okay, is that they get some fantastic, there we are, guests on, do you know what I mean, who you would not have heard about. Do you see what I'm saying? Yes, and it's very super duper important, you know, because there we are, because this can help many now. Do you see? Okay. And they were talking about, you know, the old ULEZ, you know, what's his name? Sadiq Khan, yeah. Flipping a piece of shat. You see what I mean? Well, he doesn't care, does he? As long as he's getting paid, he's ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching. You know, his pounds, shilling, dollars and pence. There we are. Well, he really clearly, it seems, couldn't give a shat. And finally, if you wanted to find out about... right, okay. Green money and red money. It's all right, that's just came into my noddle, okay? Then if you was to, please and thank you, I tend to look at DuckDuckGo, you know, 3 words into one, then just type in Stew, STEW, space, Peters. Okay, then you scroll down just a tiny bit, and again, not in that way. Scroll down a tiny bit, and then he's got a video that's there where he's talking to his friend Carlos. Okay, and Carlos breaks everything down. And he can help, you know, like where you talk about financial advisors, okay? Well, this dear man, Carlos, okay? And bless dear Stu Peters, but like I said, with anybody not in that way, okay? Well, Carlos can help anybody's financial, there we are, situation, my delicious little babies, okay? And he actually put a number there that you can contact him. There we are, that you can call him, okay? And no matter what the situation, what is it he said? He doesn't get emotional about it, you know, and it's all confidential. But if you want to explain your situation, then I would, for those of you out there, my little beautifuls, okay, for anybody, there we are, who does happen to have any form of an interest, okay, it appears to myself that your dear man there we are, happens to know what he's damn well talking about, okay. Now, unfortunately, we've lived in a world where there's a lot of, let's just say, financial advisors who really just do not seem to advise very well, it seems, my delicious little babies, but well worth a listen. So if you scroll down a bit, I repeat once again, Stu space Peters, and then you should see where it says space Rumble space network, and then if you was to please and thank you, click on there. I think Stu now is up to 566,000 subscribers, so he's still at that number at the moment. My delicious little baby's guy, but he talks about all different things. But there is a lot on the financial side. So if anybody would be interested, then please and thank you, take a listen, because it's very interesting, there we are, to listen to, okay? Especially how, let's just say, mankind, you know, for the majority, there we are, have been very sadly treated, it seems, my delicious little babies. And one last thing before I go, but thank you to any uploaders who I mentioned, you know, because everybody is doing their part, there we are, to help in the world, there we are, do you see what I mean, to make more mankind aware of what, there we are, the crack is and what's going on here. And finally, now I've flipping forgotten what it was. I've forgotten what it was, my delicious little baby. Oh, that was it. I'm noticing on, especially geopolitical now, I'm noticing, and on other channels, there seems to be more and more, there we are, negativity with, there we are, Trouble Trump. More and more have not got, let's just say, many nice things to say right now, my delicious little babies. Can you see how it's turned around? Turn around. Yeah, Bonnie Tyler, wasn't it? Okay, my delicious little babies. Okay, let's not forget that song. I need a hero. Short circuit film, my delicious little babies. Anyway, so yeah, so you know what year? My delicious little babies with the songs. But yeah, so it's amazing, isn't it? What's happening here? Because more and more, I feel, I mean, what was I looking? I was looking at some comments and it was saying, they were saying, sorry, they feel that Trouble Trump, you know, that he's full of bullshit. And oh yes, there we are. We're seeing a lot of those comments. My delicious little babies. I just thought I'd mention it. Well, of course, you know, when you're doing other things now that you shouldn't be doing, and when you're being averted, you know, to being in that stage, the Oval Office, my delicious little babies, well, and you're doing different things now, well, something 2 and 2 is not coming to 4, is it? My delicious little babies, it should be coming to 4, but it appears it's coming more to 5 or 6. My delicious little babies, do you see what I mean? Okay, but I did hear on another video, I think Trouble Trump, I do think he's, because he's noticing some negativity, I think he's trying to turn around. Do you see what I mean? My delicious little babies, there we are in some way. Well, I'm not sure what's going to happen here at the moment, my delicious little babies. Anyway, so that's the end of my video. So wherever you are in the world, whether it's morning, afternoon or evening, please have a super duper delicious time. You only get one life, my little honey bunnies. Sending peace, love, harmony and bright blessings to each and every one of you. And may your beautiful little selves and your beautiful little families all be fully protected. And please take care of yourselves now, and please try to take care of others, okay? And let's continue to good vibrations. Okay, so until my next video, how I love you all. So thank you once again for listening. Love ya. Goodbye.